Okay, so today's pepper review is going to be on the oily paste pepper. Alright, so let's take a closer look at the oily paste pepper a little closer. And unfortunately, this is the end of the year. It really didn't make peppers till much later on in the year, and so unfortunately the plant is pretty much shot. You can see it's been insect infested and it chewed up by the animals, and even in my greenhouse, yes, that will happen. But we'll try to identify this plant as much as we reasonably can anyway, and we'll see what we can find on it. So as far as the stem profile on it goes, it's like a waxy smooth stem. I don't see any purpling anywhere, not even in the nodes. And the leaf type is basically a regular leaf type. Nothing special on the bottom. Just like a standard regular pepper plant. It's really nothing to look for as far as any specific features that might be very different. So it's pretty much a regular type plant. So anyway, I got a couple peppers on here. I think one or two of them were literally chewed apart and taken off by the chipmunks and rats and squirrels and whatever else gets in my greenhouse. So let's take whatever I got on here off. And as you can see over here, you can see these insects have been chewing these holes in my peppers, which virtually destroy the pepper pretty much after that. Because once they get inside the pepper, they later maggots and there are things on the inside, and they might or might not, you know. So if you see a hole on it and you're doing a taste test like me, and you just bite into the thing, you'd be filled with maggots, you wouldn't know it. So let's grab the other one and break that one off. Now this one is fairly good. Some fur on it from the other wild things in here, but this one's fairly good, and we can actually do a taste test on this one. Now a seed for this plant is actually kind of hard to come across. Don't remember exactly where I got them from, but I do have them, and I don't remember where I got them from. I don't have the information in front of me, but I know it wasn't an easy one to get. You got to really look all over online when you go online, and just start typing in different pepper varieties you're interested in. When you come across something that's different, you buy it. You know, you don't really worry too much about the source. So I don't know much about this pepper. I just know it's called an oily paste pepper, and I do know that the pepper is used in other countries. I believe it's more of Eastern Europe area. It could be like Romania or Ukraine or any of the satellite countries around Russia. I do believe that this pepper is generally used in making paste, sort of like tomato paste, but in those countries they make paste out of the peppers. And this particular pepper is supposed to be an oily type of pepper, and that's why they use it, and they make paste with it and they cook with it however they make their cooking. So I don't know that much about it. I will leave whatever details I do have in a description so you can look it up and things like that, and you can read about it. But that's about all I know about it offhand. Hopefully I can narrow it down a little bit and find out what country it's from and everything. But again, I don't really know enough about this to elaborate on it at this point. Just kind of want to show you the pepper. And these will get a little bigger, but the profile appears to be more like a flattened kind of a pepper, but they get longer with a flatter look to them. And here's another one. You can see it's not perfectly round, it's just kind of gnarly and stuff like that. So that's it. Let's turn you around and give you a taste test. Alright, so we got another pepper review to do. And this pepper review is going to be on this pepper here. And this is called the Oily Paste Pepper. I don't really know much about its origin. The descriptions are very small and futile, so there's not really much information about it. All I can tell you is that I believe that it is used for making paste, or to some degree, some kind of pepper paste, and that's used in cooking of whichever country that it's native to. Offhand, I don't know that. I have to kind of look up whatever kind of information I can find on this and kind of provide you with that. Again, I'm not 100% sure what country it's from at this point. My main objective for this video right now is to actually just do a taste test on it and kind of describe what it is, what it tastes like, and things like that. And just kind of just show it to you a little bit. So if you do decide to buy seeds and you grow them, you kind of know what to look for. I don't know if it's hot, so I don't think it is, but let's give it a bite. Right out the gate, there's no heat on it. As far as the taste goes, it tastes like a sweet type of bell pepper or Marconi, or it generally tastes like a regular pepper that's sweet, but the flavor so far is very mild. Now let me just take another bite and see if I can pull up some undertones on it. I did kind of taste something. It's got a little bit of a tangy flavor. Like I say, it has a little bit of a tangy flavor to it. It's very mild. It's got a little sweetness to it, but it's not strong. It's not a heavy, strong sweetness. I can't really say I feel any kind of oily effect in my mouth or anything. There is a little bit of a weird kind of a taste, aftertaste with it. Almost like there would be an oil, but it's not like my mouth is oily or anything like that. It's nothing like that. I'm not sure how they get oil out of this. Like I say, there is a kind of an aftertaste, almost like an oily aftertaste. But there's really no oil in my mouth. It's not like I'm all watered up with oil or anything. It doesn't taste bad at all. It tastes very nice. This would be really nice to cook with. Again, your barbecues, your typical meat dishes. This would go fine with it. It's very mild though in flavor, so you're probably not going to get a full robust type of pepper effect from it. So just keep that in mind. But there is a different kind of an aftertaste. It's very mild in flavor. That's the most prominent thing I can tell you. It kind of tastes like a red, sweet, fully ripened bell pepper. It has that sweet flavor to it. A little bit of an aftertaste to it. Very slightly, almost unnoticeable, but there is kind of something there. But it's not unpleasant in any way, shape, and form. It's a very nice pepper. Exactly how you dry this and turn it into paste and get oil and stuff out of it, I really don't know. Couldn't even elaborate on something like that. But it is different. It's very slightly. You could see that the pepper shape itself was kind of different and everything. And I'm sure that these will get bigger than what I just showed you on this video. So they'll probably get a lot bigger. But I would definitely, if you come across them, give them a try. It's something different to grow. Just make sure you keep your seeds separated so you're not confusing them with other peppers. You know, if you're going to grow like 4 or 5 varieties, maybe you're growing a Marconi or a gypsy pepper or a Cubanelle, and you don't want to cross them up or grow them close to each other because you will get confused on which is which. And you really want to make sure you separate the seeds so you remember, if you want to grow just that particular variety the next year, you have the seeds separated and you can grow that particular variety. Now, I don't know if this is an heirloom per se, because this is a pepper from another country, but I would personally say that if it is an heirloom, or even if it isn't an heirloom, I would say keep the seeds separate and grow them year in and year out. Eventually it will become an heirloom. You just don't want to mix this one up with anything because it does look a lot like a lot of other peppers. So it's a sweet pepper and there's really no heat to cover on it. So I really can't really elaborate too much on it anymore. I mean, I'm as far as I can go. So that's it. That's your review for your oily paste pepper. If there's another name for it, I'll put it in the description if I can find something else about it. But as far as I know, it's just called oily paste pepper. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on the next one. Take care.